Okay, doing some launch control real quick. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a 2022 Dodge Charger GT with a nice pearl white for the exterior, rear-wheel drive as always, 3.6 liter V6, pushing 300 horsepower and 268 newton meters of torque. Tons of trunk room per usual, like nothing I can't complain about on this one. Just a little GT though. Wish it was like an RT or something with a V8, something a bit more fun. But again, we do get huge brakes compared to the SXT though. Performance wise, they're still pretty similar, not gonna lie though. But what is different though is the exterior. You're gonna get a nice hood scoop up here as well. You're gonna get some fog lamps as well. And if we go into the interior, we still got like cloth seats, but a spoiler on the back as well too though. So there is that. Interior, nothing crazy. I'll put it in sport mode as usual. Interior is nothing crazy in here. Just basic, bare bones. No heated seats, no heated steering wheel. We do get pedal shifters though, so that's nice. And again, you can burn rubber quickly. Yup. That's what it sounds like, which honestly isn't bad, to be honest though. Like, that's 300 horsepower is more than enough for most people, to be honest. Most people can't handle anything more with more than 300 horsepower. And again, these been rear-wheel drive as well too. A lot of people are used to driving front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, so this is definitely a little bit different from most consumer cars, considering that everything is going electric and people are favoring SUVs over sedans. So I appreciate Dodge for making the Charger a sedan like this though, even though it's not as powerful as the SRT or the Hellcats, but it is still pretty fun either way though. And again, talking horsepower numbers, this thing pushes 300 horsepower. And one of some features I do like though is the performance pages that Dodge gives pretty much almost every vehicle they have. Except for the Dodge Grand Caravan. The Dodge Grand Caravan doesn't get the performance pages. 0 to 60 comes in a good 6.4 seconds, which is honestly not that good, to be honest. This car is like all show, to be honest. Like, usually people get this car for good gas mileage and the exterior look, because the exterior looks really, really well. And of course it's a sedan though, and it does have a ton of space in the back, so that is also a huge plus. But other than that, I would honestly recommend getting the bigger engine for this car, because this car does look like a sports car, but just because of the performance and the V6 in a muscle car, like, you're not gonna get the proper muscle car feel for a car like this though. Like, this car, Chargers, Mustangs, and Camaros are always supposed to have a V8. That's what makes them a muscle car, in my opinion, at least though. So having them with a V6, sure, it's a bit more fuel economic, it's more cheaper for the everyday person to get, but actually, I kind of take that back, because you can still spin your tires. Even though it's not as fast, you can still kind of spin your tires even on a dry surface like this, which, like, surprisingly, you can still break traction, which is really cool in my opinion though, not gonna lie. And again, we also have our gear mode showing us what gear we're in, showing us our power, our G-forces. And if we come down to dyno, it shows us the amount of power we're using. Of course, with 300 horsepower, it's gonna top up like maybe 290 to the wheels or something. But overall, this is not a bad vehicle. I would say this is like the best entry-level rear-wheel drive sports car, because anything else will probably get you killed, not gonna lie. Getting a V8 Mustang would be fun, but most people getting their first rear-wheel drive car will not be able to handle a Mustang, or be able to handle anything with more than 300 horsepower. So this is a good entry level type thing though. Wise, it feels okay-ish, not gonna lie. Like, this thing is stable enough to be hitting high speeds, but you can't make a turn at a high speed because, again, you're gonna break traction and end up sliding. This thing will probably be like a really good drift machine, but other than that, I believe this car is more for the drag strip, to be honest though. Like, again, we're talking about the higher models here. This one is like perfect daily commuter vehicle. They come in rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive though, so depending on which one you want, you can pretty much drive through any terrain depending on which one you get. Rear-wheel drive is a bit more fun, but then again, this thing handles pretty well by itself though. Like, I can't complain. So overall, I'll give this vehicle like a good 6 out of 10 for an entry-level sports car. It's not bad. And if we can find like, and you can have fun with this thing though. It looks good. It's fast enough for most people. It's rear-wheel drive, and the exterior is better than pretty much any other of the competition. Like, no Camaro looks like a Z01. This thing, to the untrained eye, looks kind of like an SRT though. Like, put some badges and put the Hellcat logo on it, people might think it's an SRT, but in reality, it's a V6 with really great styling though. So again, this is just another thing to consider when looking into getting this car. This is not a bad deal though for all this car, road presence and fun. It's not bad. Yup, this is a fun car, and I love every second of driving this thing. Of course, it is rear-wheel drive, so it is kind of limited with the power output it has, and it is a V6, so again, not the most powerful thing on the planet, but still pretty fun overall. Yeah, you can throw this car into some corners for some good fun times. You will hear the tires screech, that is gonna be a fact, but this thing is really fun to drive. Rear-wheel drive on a nice summer day, what's not to love, man? Beautiful car. Wish we could get the V8 so I can compare speeds and prices and just overall performance, because this thing is really fun. Again, I am biased to everything made by Dodge to some degree. So give me a Ram, give me a truck, give me a Charger, give me a Challenger, I'm gonna be kind of biased to it, but overall, I like Dodge. It just has this ballsy performance power that just never disappoints. Even in the smaller engines though, because this might not be faster than your average V8, but it's still gonna be just as fun though. Put it in some corners, let it redline a little bit, and probably get a little manual transmission too. Like, you're good, man. You'll be set for a good minute though. Okay, doing some launch control real quick. Overall, not bad, man. 0 to 60, 6.4 seconds, which is slower than an Expedition. Slower than a Ford Expedition, which is kind of embarrassing just a little bit though. But then again, let's do one quick walk around of this vehicle. This is what we're working with, man.